Welcome to the Social University Podcast. We are so glad you're joining us today because we want to help business owners, entrepreneurs, and people just like you who want to build their business online. Listen, if we can do it, you can do it. So let's go.
So you're a small business owner and you have been told repeatedly that video is critical for your business success. Great. Now, how do you accomplish that? So today we're going to talk about the absolute essentials for audio and video for successful marketing material for your company. So let's just go ahead and jump in. Really, the two key elements for good video are lighting and audio. So why does any of this matter? Well, lighting improves your video quality. It's one of the most critical aspects of creating video because it allows you to set the mood. It can make what you're saying seem more serious or more lighthearted, depending on how you light the situation. And people will straight up, a lot of times, if they can't hear what you're saying or if the sound quality is poor, they just won't watch it at all. So that being said, let's talk about some of the equipment that you can use. And if you guys, when I get done with this, we will generate a blog that has links directly to all of the materials that are referenced so that you can go take a look and check it out for yourself. So really and truly, what are the requirements? Well, I'm of course very big on you don't have to spend a fortune to get started doing anything. Now there's better quality of just about everything I'm going to talk about. I'm going to give you options. But to get started, just the basics to get started, what you really need is either an iPhone or a MacBook. And I'm not trying to be rude to my Android or my PC users. However, the quality of video taken on an iPhone far surpasses anything we've seen on anything Samsung or Android related, by far. Simply, a lot of times when we get video from clients that have been made on an Android or Samsung, we can't use it. It's too pixelated to use it. I'm running over my own cord. So iPhone is really, really the way to go. And the newer iPhones, some of the stuff that you can put out on a new iPhone, it's incredible. So you absolutely want to use the best quality that you can so that it looks as good as you can make it look. You also are going to need to have a level camera. I'm going to show you how to do that professionally. But when I very first started, I used a box because I had a box and it was easily available. We were thrust into COVID and everything had to be streamed. So that's what I had and that's what I used. You have to have a good internet connection. Nothing is more frustrating than when you go in and out while you're trying to talk to someone or go live. It's frustrating for you. It's frustrating for the end user, and it makes a terrible recording. So you have to make sure that your internet connection is solid. You also want to make sure, again, that you have great sound and lighting. And let's talk about that. The first tool I'm going to tell you about is StreamYard. I am coming to you live on StreamYard right now. I love it. It is super effective for streaming on any platform. It allows you to, the plan that we have is $25 a month. It allows you to go live on 3 separate platforms at the same time. So we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn right now. It allows you to add overlays. It allows you to add, and I'll just show you while we're talking. I can display my name. I can display our logo. It allows me to easily remove those things if I was recording this and I wanted to put our website. I can. If I wanted to add it as like a ticker where it goes across the bottom where it moves, we can do that too. Let's see. I can take it off. Again, you can do just about anything with really just love StreamYard. It allows you to do some of the best branding. And if you are podcasting, and especially if you have a guest that's not in the same location, it allows you to do split screen. You can take up the entire screen with faces, or you can pull back a little bit and use an overlay in your own branding. It's just love it. Love it. Love StreamYard. So if you are going to be doing anything that's podcast adjacent, I highly recommend it. So it not only allows you to, of course, do it remotely. You can have 10 on-screen participants at a time. You can pre-record and load it if you want to. That is an option. You can screen share. You can share videos. You can do an audio or a countdown. You have unlimited streaming. You can stream as long as you want to. All of your live streams are recorded. So if they're not recording on the actual platform, StreamYard is recording them inside StreamYard. So if my team wants to go behind me and take clips for Reels or for YouTube Shorts, this video is readily available on StreamYard. It also allows you to have guest destinations. So I can add someone else's Facebook group and stream there, which I've done many times. And it gives you up to 50 hours of storage. And we do this weekly, and I haven't remotely hit the 50 hours of storage. So it is, I love Stream. I can't say it loud enough. We love StreamYard. I do recommend the paid version simply because if you do not have the paid version, their logo will display instead of your own logo. Totally worth it. Totally worth the storage and the streaming for the paid version. Now, the next version up allows you to stream on more platforms at the same time, but most people can't juggle 3 platforms. So, I mean, this plan has worked for us for many years. Okay, the next thing you're going to use is a laptop stand. I am using my laptop stand right now. It was not expensive. It was $30. Again, I'm going to include a link in our blog so that you can see the actual laptop stand. It is adjustable. It is super sturdy. I mean, I'm hitting my laptop and it's not hardly moving. This laptop stand is crazy sturdy. And because I'm using a laptop stand, I have to have a separate keyboard so that if I am, and this is the main reason I got it, it was not so much for streaming, but more for Zoom meetings with clients. If a client asks you to jump into any kind of video call through Zoom or StreamYard, I have to be able to take notes, and that means typing, without having to do this awkward where you're trying to type on your keyboard instead of the remote keyboard. So I also have a mouse so that I can easily navigate without being seen. I can toggle back and forth between screens so I can be talking to my client on Zoom or sharing a screen and also taking notes at the same time. I love my laptop stand and my remote, independent keyboard, I guess. We just always call it keyboard. And it's, I mean, not expensive. The laptop stand is $30. The keyboard was $40 and my mouse was $14. Very easy. So that and think about how many meetings you have. Think about how many folks you talk to on the regular where this would make your life just easier. It's just easier to do it. Yeah, we highly recommend. Okay, the next thing we use on the regular, and all of these items that I'm listing, our team uses on the regular, me included. An iPhone holder, it is $21. It is a gooseneck, so you can move it around. The way that it's made, you don't have to screw it or unscrew it to get the phone in. And I have an OtterBox case on my iPhone, so a lot of holders, tripods won't house my phone. It's too big. That OtterBox is blocky. It's difficult to add so that if you have that clip, you could put any size phone in it. Very easy, very quick. It's easy to move around and it stays still. So if I wanted to do behind the scenes or if I wanted to stream on a 4th stream, I could put my phone in this clip and do that. Laura says, plus a laptop stand helps with, neck pain. It does. It keeps your eyes level. And if you're going to be on meetings all the time, it's just an absolute must. It just makes your life so much easier. Totally agree with you, Laura. Okay. So the next thing you're going to use, if in these items, now that we have talked about streaming and going live, let's talk about items that are more podcast related. Truly. So the next item is going to be microphone, and we have a good, better, and best. There's a $32 option. There is a $42 option, Snowball, and then a more expensive Logitech option that's $100 for Blue Yeti. If you are going to be doing this professionally and you really want to do it right, get a good microphone. Again, people will not listen to you if they cannot understand. They won't watch it if they can't understand what you're saying. And if it's garbled, and we podcast, we have 2 podcasts. We have the Social University, which is our educational, informative, where we teach you things. And then we have Social U, where it is more of an interview style with 3 of our team members, where we talk about what is currently trending in social media and digital marketing. The first few podcasts that I did for, and I don't use a microphone to stream. The quality of my laptop and the quality of StreamYard, good enough for streaming. My sound is normally excellent. I don't need to have an additional microphone. When I am recording a podcast with other people, it matters because now they're also using microphones. You can compare my sound to their sound, and it has to sound good enough. And it literally, if the starter microphone I was using was no longer effective because it kept cutting in and out. And we have had more success when you have the piece of equipment closer to your face. So if you ever go watch any of our podcast videos, you're going to see that microphone screen right here next to my mouth. And I used to wonder, why are they sitting on top? Their lips are literally touching the microphone. That's why. It's a better audio quality recording when you're closer to the source. So again, we're going to list all of these are going to have links to Amazon so that you can easily click them and check them out. Okay. Now, how do you get the sound from someone else if you're remote or if you're in public? A lavalier is one of the best ways to do that. We have two options. There is a very inexpensive little $10 version. If you're in a huge crowd of people, you're going to want to use the higher quality. It's $79 for a lavalier. However, it is so much more effective. It cuts out a lot of the background noise and makes it easier for you to interview on the street. The lavalier does. The next thing, really and truly, lighting. We have great lighting in the office. I don't ever have to use a ring light here. However, if I'm at home, I do. Now, one word of caution as someone who wears glasses, if I use a ring light, you could see the reflection in my glasses. So if you're going to go live and you have a ring light, you're going to tilt your glasses up just enough so that it feels completely unnatural on my face because the stems are elevated, but it looks natural to you as I'm talking, and it prevents the ring light from reflecting in my glasses. So if you're going to use a ring light, that's the way to go. Again, we have two of those. We have the inexpensive version, and then we have the better version. They're both remote. They both allow you to insert your iPhone. They're self-standing, or you can hold them either way. So you can put up the tripod or you can hold it if you want to. So yeah. The better ring light, you can tell a difference if it's a little bit better. But again, I'm all about enabling brand new business owners, sometimes in the most cost-effective way possible. It can be totally overwhelming if you're trying to do all of this on a budget and you're just getting started. You may not want to spend $1,000 on equipment. So that's exactly why we're talking about this, so you can figure out what you need without having to spend a fortune to do it. Okay. The last thing that we're going to talk about is if you are recording for a podcast, how do you publicize the podcast? We do most of our post-production in iMovie, but we distribute through a service called Buzzsprout. I love Buzzsprout. It is $12 a month for 3 hours. The next step up is $18. Again, very cost effective. That is for 6 hours. Most people don't podcast for more than 6 hours when they're starting, but you can. And of course, it goes up from there. Two of the best things that it offers, you can add Magic Mastering, which is a $6 add-on, worth it because it optimizes your audio. It helps cut out background noise. It makes it really easy to be heard and seen. So seriously, heard, not seen, heard. But it is great for optimizing your audio. It also allows you to, once you can actually generate a podcast website inside Buzzsprout. It gives you awesome stats. It tells you how many downloads, how many listens. It tells you where people are listening to it. It allows you to custom embed players, and it publicizes, this is my favorite thing, it publicizes it on all podcast directories. Once upon a time, not too long ago, you didn't have a choice. You had to go in there and manually add your podcast to every single platform. It took forever. So this one and done, you put it into Buzzsprout, you do your Magic Mastering, and it automatically publicizes it for you. But it also gives you a website if you want to refer people to your own site for your podcast. Michaela is telling us she highly recommends a phone light, works great with traveling, and is way smaller. Absolutely. And Michaela, that's a good point. I hate that we missed that one. We will definitely include that in the blog notes so that you can click on it and go ahead and see that as well. Okay, that is it for me today. We are going to be back, but not next week. Next week is the week of 4th of July. Our office is officially closed. You will see us again for the rest of July, where we can talk about our topic for July, which we will announce. We'll probably announce it at the end of this week, but we'll announce it at the end of this week. And again, as a business owner, there's so many hidden expenses that you just don't think about. And we spend so much money on programs and apps because of what we do. I always want to have cost-effective options that are realistic for a business owner who's going to use it all the time. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to answer your questions. Listen to our podcast. I would love your feedback. We will also include those links in this blog post so that you can listen to us and tell us what you think. I love your feedback. Let me know. Until next week, I'm Karen Taradas with Social U, and I'm here to help. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining us for the Social University podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media at Stay Social U. That's the letter U, and we will talk to you next week. Remember, you've got this.